Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully get all the data and I also loaded our PDF and also installed that our Nicholas PDF packages, right? So everything is great. So now I want to load our this page, that means our student details page, that will be one of the PDF formatted. Because of all, with this PDF our load view will be as a PDF format, right? So now we have to update it this page, and here I want to visible all that our three of this table data. Okay, so friend, I want to do if you go to Google and if you search with the HTML table border style, and then here there is a CSS style table. I open it, and also there is another one. Better I open both of these. So that is actually one of the format, and there is actually another format, right? So right now I want to use this format actually better. That is our CSS styling table. So here I want to use this one. Okay, perfect. So this one will be better. Right now I click as a try it in your code editor. So I copy all that code from to this area. I copy all that code. So with this format I want to visible all that our data into the PDF area. So now I copy it and now go to our student details, because here I have already load our student details page, right? Perfect. Now I paste it. Okay, I paste it in here. So right now if you want to check it, now click as a save all, and now if you go there, so right now we don't need this. Okay, I don't need this. Now if you now go there, click as a refresh. So that is our PDF format. So that is one of the student. Now if you click as a view, so now it's redirected to the promotion page. So that will be as a promotion. You can see I didn't updated that link. If you go to our view, into the view, that is our student registration details. Also here I pass it. So if you go to that web route, that is our student registration details. That is the registration ID. Also I have updated it. So why it should be updated, right? Maybe I didn't update it into the main one. Better I copy it. Okay, I copy total things, and then in our details there is our another one. You can see I didn't update it on here. Oh, so better here I updated this part also. That is our student registration and the details. Okay friend, so I miss a lot of the time. So that is actually the two table. Whatever the things will be updated, so that is our default one and that is our search one, right? Now I updated both of these places. Now click the save all, and now if you refresh it again, and now if you put your cursor, yeah, you can see our URL is now updated as a registration detail and 21. Now if you click as a view, yes, now you can see our PDF is successfully generated. Okay, so friend, here I'm actually installed that IDM. So for the reasons that browser actually default and get this data with this IDM. So I want to do better. I want to open this project in our another default browser. So that is my default browser. It's Good Morning Kazi. So now I make it here. I run our project. So yes, that is our easy ERP. So that is our admin@gmail.com and password. Now if you sign in, yeah, we successfully logged in. Now go to our student management, go to that student registration, and that is our file. So now that is a default file. You open it. You can see it's now perfectly open our this. That means perfectly generate our PDF. Right friend, I hope you like it very much. How much easily you can see with this package we can do that work. So better I want to do and to make it as a targeted. Okay, that means it should be open with the new target, and that means that is our details into the details area. Here after that I take one of the target, and our target will be as a blank. That means underscore blank. Okay, that will be as a target blank. That means it should be opening with the new tab actually. So make that should be updated also in our another one. Okay, because of all we did the same mistake a lot of the time. So now I simply update it on here. Okay, also I updated the target. Now if you click as a save all, and now here I want to refresh it again. Now if you click as a view, yeah, it's now opening with a new tab, and into the tab area it's perfectly load one of the PDF file. Okay, so that is our PDF file. So now friend, we have to actually design it first, and then whatever the things you want to visible, you can visible it on here. Okay, so I show you. That is in our student details. Because of all, I have already get all the data from our assigned table, from our student table, discount table, and I get the first specific one row ID data, and I pass it in our this page with this variable, right? So right now we can actually use everything with our this variable as a details variable. So now let's do that work. First of all, that is our table. So right now we don't need this. I only want to take 1, 2, and then rest of this I remove it. Okay, because here we have to display multiple field actually, so I better remove it. And that is our th, and that is our tr. So first of all, I want to take another table. Better I copy this table, and after this I paste it. Okay, I paste it, and here I don't want to use any id. I want to visible some of the essential name. That means it should be display our company name as easy learning. Okay, easy learning. And then here better I want to make it as a h2 tag. Okay, h2 tag, and then I want to finish that as a h2 tag. So design actually it depends on you, what type of design you actually want. So that will be as easy learning, and I also want to take another one that will be as the easy ERP or school ERP. Okay, that will be the easy school ERP. And after that I take some of the paragraph. That will be as a p paragraph tag, and here it will be displayed as a school address. Okay, it should be displayed as a school address. You can also add a school phone number or phone direct. Okay, phone, and I want to put some of the phone number, so this type of one of the phone number. Okay, and then also that will be as an email or website. I make it as email. Email will be as a support @easylearningbd.com. okay, so that will be our one of the format. And here I don't want to visible this one, better I remove it. Okay, I only take 2 or 3. You can see that is actually the th, right? So I don't need this th actually, I need our td. So better I want to make it as a td. That will be as a td, that will be also as a td, that will be also as a td. Okay, that is our one tr. So right now I don't need this, I remove it. Perfect. So that means that will be actually 2 table data, right? And our row will be 1. Let's check this out. If you now click as a save all. Okay, I click as a save all, and now if you go, that means here I want to visible, I click as a refresh. Yeah, now you can see it's now perfectly visible our easy learning, and that is our text. Okay, so better I want to use that id, that means this table id. Let's check this out, because they have some of the default, some of the class. You can see they have some of the default class for this id. So I want to check it. Now I want to refresh it again. That's pretty good. Okay, so now I want to actually use this one. So that is our easy learning, and that is our company details. You can add that logo as well. So right now I want to update our this of all the field. So that will be, that is our field, right? So now here I want to name it. First of all, it will be as a one of the serial number. Okay, and that will be as a serial number. And then I also want to display, that will be as a whatever you choose. I make it as a student details. Student detail. Okay, the student details, and then student data. Okay, that will be the student data. Perfect. So this type of one of the information I want to display, that will be as a serial number, student details, and student data. You can also put some of the wide, then it should be better. Sorry, I want to put some of the wide, and a wide I make it as a, for the serial number will be as a 1, 2, 3. So I make it as a 10%. Okay, so that will be our t order. So better I paste it. Okay, paste it for this one. I make it as a 45, and then that will be also as a 45%. And then that is actually our rest of this field. So here I want to visible all that our dynamic data. Okay, so if you want to display the dynamic data, that will be just like our edit portion. So first of all, here our serial number, also serial number will be as a 1, so I make it as a 1. And then our student details. Student details means I want to do that is our page, right? So better I want to open our another page, and here I want to add that student, because that will be needed. You can see that is our student name. So I want to display that student name. So that will be our student name. I want to display that student name. If you want to display it, what exactly you have to do? I pass all the data with our this details variable, right? And also here I pass this data. That means we can access it in our student details PDF. So now with this data I want to visible, and also there is a name actually in our student, right? Into the student, that is actually our user table. I have already created that relation, and with this we have to get this name. Simple things. So now I want to display with these details, make that sure you add that dollar. So with this dollar, that will be as a details, and with these details after that, that will be our student, right? So that is our student method. So with this student method, I want to display our field name. For the name, our field name, that is a name, right? That means now it should be display our dynamic this user name. Now let's check this out. If you now click the save all, and now go there and now refresh it. Yes, you can see it's now perfectly visible our this student unique name, that is a Rohim. Okay, and you can see that actually the name is a Rohim. Perfect. So that means everything is working perfectly on here. And better I want to make it as a little bit bold. Okay, if you want to make it as a bold, you can make it as bold. So better I make it as a bold. That means the B, and also after that I want to close it. Perfect. So that is our one tier, and also I copy it because I need that multiple field actually. So that is our student name, and after that student name I want to display that father name. That means this is student father name, and then I want to display this student mother name, and then that will be the mobile number, address, that will be the mobile number. Okay, copy it. That will be as a student mobile number, address. I make it as address, then I make it as a gender. Okay, sorry, that will be as a gender, right? And every data actually should be comes from our user table, right? So into the user table for the father name, if you go to our user table for the father name, our field name as a F name. So now I want to visible that with this student, that will be our father name, that will be our mother name. How much easy it is? You can see it's just like our edit portion, as I told you before. And also after that, that is the mobile number, address, right? So that is a mobile, that will be as a mobile, and that will be as a address, and that will be as a gender. So that will be as a gender, right? Now if you click the save all, so now I want to check it. Now click the refresh. Yes, you can see it's perfectly visible. That is student name as a Rohim, father's name, mother's name, our mobile number is perfect. All that our dynamic data is visible, right? And also, and to complete this total part, better I copy it and then I paste another field. Okay, I take some of the another field. So that is actually gender. After that gender, I want to visible. Also I want to visible, there is another field. You can see there is another field I want to visible. There is an ID number. So I also want to display that ID number. So ID number actually will be better if I use it before that father name. I copy it and then I paste it. So that will be actually ID number, student ID number. And student ID number means with these details here, student and our field name, details, and student, and then our field name for the IDs, that is our ID number, right? So into the user table, that means we have to use it with the student, that will be as ID number. Perfect. And the name, mother name, mobile address, gender, and after that gender I also want to display the religion. Okay, that means there is a religion, so that will be as a religion, and it should be display our field name for that religion as a religion. Okay, so that is the religion. I copy it, so that will be actually the religion. Perfect. And then our another field is date of birth. Better I copy the date of birth, and that is the religion, and then that will be as a date of birth, and that will be as a discount. Better I copy every field. There is a discount field, and then we have to also get all the data from our assigned student. There is our discount table, and from the discount table I also want to display that discount. And then there is also another one as a role, class ID, year ID, right? So better I also want to take this data, so that will be all that our discount, and after the discount, that is actually our class or year. I copy that year. So if you want to actually display that year, we have to create that relation, because of all for the year I didn't create this relation, right? That will be as a year, and that will be as a class, that will be year, and then class, then the group, and then the shift. Okay, so that's all for now. Okay, so that is our shift. So now we have to also update this part. That is a mobile number, address, gender, religion, the gender, that is the date of birth. So for the date of birth, that is actually comes from our which table? That comes from our user table. Into the user table, there is a date of birth as a DOB. So now I copy it, that will be as a DOB. And then the discount, and for the discount, if you go to our assign, that means assign, here you can see I have also get this our discount data. So that is our discount field, that means discount method. So here I have already created that discount, I have already created that our relation with our discount student, right? So it will be same. Better I copy it, and here it will be actually with our discount, and our field name is also as a discount, right? So our discount should be now loaded. And the year, actually I didn't create that relation. If you want to get that year name, then you have to use that create one of the relation. If you go to our assign, that is our class, already created that relation. I have also created that relation with our student year, right? So now better I copy it, I paste it. Okay, I want to create some of the relation with our three different table. I want to create that relation with our year table. No, year table I have already created. You can see I have already created that year table relation, so we don't need to create that year table. Only we have to create that as a group, right? Group, and then another one is a group year ID, group ID shift, right? That is another one is a shift. So there is a group, and then I make it as a shift. So shift, perfect. So that is a 4 of this field. I have already created that relation. So that is a group. That means it should be create that relation with our group model. So for the group, I have already created that relation. That is a model name as a student group, right? So that will be our student group. So that will be the student group. Into the student group, our field name in our assigned student table, our field name as a group ID and the shift ID, right? So that will be as a group ID. Group ID will be matched with our student group table ID, and then same as the shift. For the shift, our model name as a student shift. So I think, friend, you already know what exactly the things you have to do, right? So that will be as a shift, and that will be our assigned student table, our field name as a shift ID. Shift underscore ID will be matched with our ID. So here I perfectly created that relation with the 4 of these things. That is our student class, student year, student group, and the student shift, right? So now we can actually use it. So first of all, here I want to visible that year. Year means I have already created that relation. I have created that relation. That will be our student year, right? So now with this student year, I want to display that student year field name as a name. Perfect. So now I want to use it. So that will be as a student year. With this student year, I want to display that name, right? In our student year, there is a regular field name as a name data. And then the class, I have already created that relation. That is our class, student class. I copy it. So now with this student class, I want to display that name. And then the group, so group will be same. I have already created the relation as a group. So with this group, I want to do, with this group, I want to display the name. And then the shift will be same. The shift, and then with the shift I want to display that name. Okay, perfect. So I get that class ID, year ID, group ID, shift ID, and also there is a role. So laterally I will also generate one of the role. Okay, so better role is I want to take it fast. Okay, into the fast area I want to take it. After that ID, because role is also important for the student. Okay, better I paste it. So that will be as a student role. Okay, role. And if you want to access that role directly, I want to access it, because here we don't need to create any relation. So with these details, our field name is a role, ROLL, right? ROLL. So that is our details. So because of all, from here I pass all the data into the PDF with our variable name as a details, right? So now perfect. So now everything should be loaded, and also better I want to update that numbering. That will be a 1, that will be a 2, that will be 3, that will be 4, that will be 5, that will be 6, that will be 7, 8, and then 9, that will be 10. Okay, that will be the 10, that will be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So a lot of the data. Now if you click at the save all, if everything okay, it should be run well. Now click at the refresh. Now it's getting some of the error as a app model assign as a group. Okay, they have some of the issues into the group. That is our group, the name, right? If you go there is a group. You can see I make it as group. That will be as a group underscore ID. The silly mistake. Now click as a save all, because of all in our assign student, that is our field name as a group ID, right? You can see there is actually the group ID. I miss it. Okay, so make sure you updated that relation. Now click as a save all again, and now it should be work. Now click as a refresh. Yeah, perfect. You can see, friend, now this student, every data is dynamic. There is a student ID, there is a 21 ID, name is visible, role I didn't add that role, I will add this later. Student ID number is perfectly getting that ID number, father name, mother name, the mobile number, address, gender, religion, date of birth, discount is also visible, year is visible, class is visible, group is visible, shift is visible also. Okay, perfect. It's now getting every data perfectly, right, friend? And now if you want to check it, like I close it and I search with another one, class 1, click as a refresh. So right now that is our Ali Khan and that is our Amada. Okay, I want to display that Amada one, that is a year, and that is our class 1. Now I click as of details. Yes, you can see perfectly student ID, the name is updated, and the Amada, and there is a student, there is a Christian, the female, and there is a year, date of birth, discount is visible, year is visible, class 1 is visible, right? That means appropriately is now generated one of the PDF file, right? So with this PDF format, now you can actually visible your all the data, and from here if you want to print it, that means this is student details. If you want to print it, you can print it. And also here I want to add one of the function as a print date. Okay, you can also add it. I show you, like that is our student details, and then PDF. Better after this I want to add one of the style, and here I put one of the style, and I put that as a font size. Okay, font size I make it as a 10 pixel. That will be as a 10 pixel, and also make it as a float, and float will be as a right. I make it as a float right, and then that will be as a print date. Okay, pin date, and pin date will be our same a date format. And the date I want to make it on the date format. That will be as a date first, and then the month, and then year. Okay, so that will be one of the print date format. Automatically it will be updated. And also I note one thing, that is our discount. Into the discount, after the discount I want to add that as a percent. Okay, 5% or 7%, whatever it is, it will be display. Perfect. Now click as a save all, and now I want to refresh. That means I want to refresh it again. Click as a refresh. Yeah, you can see it's now updated as a 5%, and that is our print date is also visible. So now that is our today's date, and this date is updated. Okay, so better I want to put some of the bracket, and to put some of the bracket. I hope you can understand that part, what exactly the things you have to do. Okay, so design actually depends on you. Whatever the things you choose, you can add it as per your demand. Okay, so right now I'm actually using some of the very simple design. Click as a save all, but we can able to successfully generate one of the PDF. So that is my main vision to share with you. How can generate some of the PDF, and also how can add your all the data into the PDF area. So now perfect, that is a print date is updated. It's now perfectly getting all the data. And if you go and search another student as a 2019 or 2000, I choose as a class 3, search it. So that is all that class 3 data. That is a Bella. Now click as a details. Perfect, that is our ID 10, that is a Bella. Okay, perfect. So friend, I hope you enjoyed very much, and here we successfully did that work, right? So next video I want to discuss about that role management. Like here, our next work is the role generate. So how can create that role generate for a specific one of the student. In our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.